Hey learners, welcome to Ahmad Coaching and I'm your teacher Dr. Anam. Today's lesson is about shapes of bacteria. The question is, what are bacteria? Bacteria are microscopic single-celled organisms that belong to prokaryotic groups. The prokaryotic groups are those groups who do not have any nucleus or membrane-bounded organelles. For example, in normal cells or in human cells, there is a nucleus and then there are some other organelles, for example, vacuoles or mitochondria. All these organelles, they have membrane. In case of prokaryotics, they do not have any nucleus. It means that the genetic material is present in the cytoplasm without the covering, as well as they also lack membrane bound organelles. So bacteria, they belongs to prokaryotic group, doesn't have any nucleus and no membrane bounded organelles. Bacteria, they are classified into various shapes based on their morphology, that how they look like, which is determined by their cell wall structure and their growth pattern. These shapes, they play critical role in the classification, identification as well as their functionality. Talking about the shapes of bacteria, they are divided into four main types: Bacilli, Cocci, spiral and Vibrio. Let's talk about these one by one. Starting with Bacilli. Bacilli, they are cylindrical or elongated bacteria. They are also known as rod-like bacteria. As you can see in this diagram, this is the slide containing bacilli bacteria under the microscope. So when you are observing bacteria under the microscope and they are bacilli or rod shape, they will look like this. You can see they are like simple or small rods. They can exist as single cells, in the form of pairs, as well as in the form of chains. As you can see here, these are two bacteria. There are single bacteria and there are some chains of bacteria as well. Their length, their width, they may vary significantly among different species. So you can identify which species this bacteria belongs to if you know the length and width of that particular species of bacteria. They also possesses flagella for motility, so they can move from one place to another place by the help of flagella. There are some common arrangements which are found in bacilli, starting with bacillus. Bacillus is an individual rod-shaped cell. So when the bacteria is present in single form or single cell of bacteria is present, it will be known as bacilli. The most common example of bacilli is Escherichia coli, which is found in human gut. The second is diplobacilli. In this, diplo means pair. So when pair of bacilli are present, they are known as diplobacilli. They remain attached after the division. So when this cell is dividing into two cells, but instead of separating from each other, they keep on attaching with each other. So this is known as diplobacilli. So diplo means pair of bacilli. Then comes the third arrangement. In this, strepto means chain. So chain of bacilli. They are chains of bacilli which are formed by the sequential division. Here you can see that the bacteria, they are dividing and then they keep on attaching with each other instead of separating. Because of this reason, there is a long chain of bacteria known as streptobacilli. The most common example of streptobacilli is Streptobacillus moniliformis, which causes rat bite fever. Then comes the next arrangement of bacilli, which is known as Coccobacilli. Here the coco means oval shape. So the bacilli which are present in oval shape, they are known as Coccobacilli. So they are short oval shaped rods that resembles cocci, but they are not that oval to be classified into cocci. So that's why they are classified into bacilli arrangement or bacilli shape of bacteria. So here you can see this is a Coccobacilli. It is like a rod shape, as well as it also looks like a oval shape. So that's why it is known as oval bacilli or Coccobacillus. The most common example is Haemophilus influenza, which causes the respiratory infection in humans. The last arrangement of bacilli is palisade. Palisade means like there are some bars like this. So these bacteria, they look like fence. So bacilli, they after division bend and therefore arrange in a palisade manner. So that is why they are known as palisades. Here you can see instead of a long chain, they are organized in this way, just like the bars of a fence. That is why we are calling them palisades. Corynebacterium diphtheria is example of palisade, which causes respiratory symptoms. The next shape of bacteria is cocci. Cocci are spherical or oval shaped bacteria. Their shape results from uniform tension in the bacterial cell wall. So the cocci, they look like this under the microscope. You can see they are small dots or oval shaped structure. The cocci, they are non-motile. Non-motile means that they cannot move because they do not have flagella. And we know that flagella is a structure present in bacteria responsible for the movement of bacterial cells from one place to another place. So in case of cocci, they do not have any flagella. That's why they are non-motile or they cannot move. The cocci, they exist as single cells or they form specific arrangements depending on their division of pattern. The most common arrangements of cocci includes monococci. Mono means one. So when single free living spherical cell is present, then it will be known as monococci, just like this one. The second arrangement is diplococci. Again, the word diplo is here. It means pair of cocci. So when two cocci or a pair of cocci is present, then it will be known as diplococci. A pair of cocci forms when they remain attached after the division, just like the bacilli. So here we have monococcus and here we have diplococcus or pair of cocci. After the division, they keep on attaching with each other instead of separating. The example of diplococci is Streptococcus pneumonia, which causes pneumonia. Then comes streptococci. Again, the word strepto is here. It means chain of cocci. So the strepto means chain and streptococci mean chain of cocci. So the chain of cocci formed by division along a single plane. When the cocci is dividing in one plane, then they keep on adding cells in one line, and because of this they have this chain of cocci which is known as streptococcus. Streptococcus pyogenes is example of streptococci which causes strep throat. Then comes another arrangement which is known as staphylococcus. Here the word staphylon means cluster. So when the cocci, they are present in the form of cluster, then they are known as staphylococci. They are just like grapes or clusters of grapes formed by division in multiple planes. So instead of one plane division, they are dividing in multiple planes like this. So they are adding cell in 3 dimensions. We have this one cocci, then it is dividing here and then here, then here. So they are dividing in multiple dimensions. That's why a cluster is formed and all the cells, they keep on attaching with each other instead of separating. So that's why we are having staphylococcus or cluster of cocci. Staphylococcus aureus is the example of staphylococcus which causes skin infection. Another arrangement in case of cocci is known as tetrad. Tetrad means 4. So the group of 4 cocci formed by division in 2 perpendicular planes is known as tetrad. So we have 4 cocci and then there are 2 divisions. So because of these two divisions, we are having tetrad or tetracoccus. Tetra means 4. Another arrangement of cocci is sarcina. The sarcina, they are cuboidal arrangement of 8 or more cocci which are formed by the division in 3 perpendicular planes. So we have here 4 and then 4. These two, when they combine with each other, we will have a sarcina arrangement in which the plane of division, instead of 2, there is another plane of division which makes it 8, like this. So when the plane of division is 3, they are going to be sarcina. When their plane of division is 2, they are going to form tetrad. Another shape of bacteria is spiral. These bacteria, they are spiral or helical in shape. Helical is just like the structure of DNA. We know the structure of DNA is double-stranded helical, but when single strand or single helical is present, then we will call them spiral. Based on the thickness, their flexibility and their movement, they are divided into two types. The first one is spiralum. The spiralum is a rigid spiral shaped bacteria. So this spiralum, this is spiral in shape, but it is rigid. Spirala are spiral shaped bacteria that are rigid and they are helical. Their spiral shape enables them to move efficiently in liquid environment using their flagella. The spira have external flagella often located at one or both ends of the cell. So here we have spiralum. You can see they are arranged in a helical form and they are very thick because of the cell wall thickness, and because of this reason they are very rigid, and they may have flagella at one end or at both ends, so they can help them in the movement in the liquid environment. The example of spiralum is Helicobacter pylori, which causes stomach problems in human. The second arrangement is spirochete. Spiro means twist or helical and chete means hair. So they are just like a twisted hair, and we know the hairs, they are soft and flexible. So this is why the spirochetes, they are flexible spiral shaped bacteria. Because they look like hair, that's why we are calling them, because they are flexible. They are long, thin and flexible bacteria with a spiral or corkscrew shape. Unlike spirala or spirochetes, they have internal flagella. When you say internal flagella, it means that they are located between their cell walls and their outer membranes, like starting from here, from the space between cell membrane and cell wall. Because of this arrangement, they can move more flexibly and they can also perform twisting motion. So you can see, in comparison to the spiralum, they are thin shaped but they are more flexible. So that's why we are calling them spirochetes. The last shape of bacteria is Vibrio. The word Vibrio means to wave or to vibrate. The Vibrios, they are curved or coma shaped bacteria which resembles like a comma or a boomerang. You can see here that it's like comma, like this. So that's why we are calling them Vibrio. They are slightly curved due to an asymmetrical cell wall and are commonly found in aquatic environment. And because of a little bit curve of them, they are known as Vibrio. So here you can see they are like bacilli, like they are rod shape, but they have this one small curve. Because of this reason, we are classifying them in Vibrio instead of bacilli. Many Vibrio, they are motile, means they can move because they have a single polar flagellum for the movement. Here you can see this Vibrio, they have this one flagellum which helps them in the movement, and they can move from one place to another place. So that was all about shapes of bacteria. If you have any question related to this topic, please let me know in the comment section. And if you wanted to learn about any other topic, also let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and also share this video with your friends. I will see you in the next video.